Hello, viewers. Welcome to Anime Nights Quickie. Fast, hard, and deep penetration into anime. Giggity.
Hello, viewers. Gingerbread Man here, and I'm in the studio with
Black Star.
Yeah, bring you another quickie. So, the topic we want to talk today is from the immortal word of the prophet, Jay-Z. Do you prefer to be overrated or underpaid? So,
We're going to start off with the first anime, Overrated. One Punch. One of the best animes I've seen in a long time.
but just trying to make sure the viewers knew. When we say overrated, we talking about animes that are popular in the United States. And, once you're popular, somebody out there gonna feel like you're overrated.
It won't give you a second season, though.
Yep, that's true. But when we say underpaid, it's anime we thought were good, but it didn't really get that popular in the States.
They didn't get the Black Star shine.
Yep. So, that's first we can start with anime everybody would consider really popular.
Whoop-punch!
Yeah.
Who don't like One Punch? If you don't like One Punch, you should get one punched. So, what for me is that One Punch is number one on our top rating list because, almost everyone knows about One Punch Man and everyone's craving that second season. So, One Punch?
I don't know. There's like a podcast I listen to. It's called the AA podcast, and one of the viewers, like the creators, he went to Japan, and he said when he's in Japan, he didn't see any kind of posters or One Punch Man, and he's not sure it's gonna get a second season.
See, the writers might need to get one punched. There's one or two of them so they can get the idea of what's going on to make a second season.
I don't know if it's the writers. As I feel, is that if they don't make any money in Japan, they don't care about us in the United States.
True.
So, I wish we had somebody who's willing to invest that money, because I'm pretty sure they'd make a lot of money if they continue One Punch into the second season here. Funimation, put some money behind that.
Hulu? Netflix? Somebody.
They can do that. Yeah, so I totally agree with you. One Punch Man, overrated, but it's awesome. So, the next anime we're going to talk about, I consider it to be underpaid. A Cell World.
Why is that?
Well, I look online, I never see anybody really mention it. Like, once in a while, hear somebody mention a Cell World, but it's not really prevalent. You hear more about Sword Art Online, even though it's made by the same creator. That's one people talk more about. But a Cell World, to me, had one of the most awesome world ever. Be able to tap into the internet. That is awesome.
Little Piggy.
Come on, who don't want to be a little piggy? All I'm saying is that if they had me to sign up for that world, I'd sign up for that world. And I told you, like, all anime worlds I want to be in, at first it's be Pokemon, but I'm not sure anymore. A Cell World might be the world I want to be in.
I don't know about Pokemon. Ash has been 10 years old since I was like 8 years old.
But that's the point. The point is that if you want to live in the anime world, wouldn't Pokemon be the anime world you want to live in?
Digimon. Sorry. I'm a Digimon guy.
Lame. Lame.
They got to turn into the Digimon.
Okay. I let it go. Let it go. Alright, so, now the anime we're moving into.
My favorite, the best anime, Needless. Okay, so we're talking about pretty select little girls' underwear. That part threw me off a little bit. But,
a little bit?
But we got my favorite character in there with the best special in the world, simply called Little Boy! And this special does some damage, but according to the charts on the anime, it's the lowest of the specials, but we're not going to get into that one. We're just going to know that best special in the world is called Little Boy.
See, okay. I felt like Needless, if I just watched the first 5 episodes, would have been pretty good. I should have stopped in the first 5 episodes. I like how they were starting to build up the world. It was interesting. where everybody only had one power. You got to figure out that one power so you could beat that person. That sounded pretty good until they added the pretty girls. That's what they call it, right?
The Pretty Girl Squad.
The pretty girl squad. And I was like, the whole episode since then has been all panty shots. And I'm not totally against panty shots. I'm just totally against little girls' panty shots.
But yeah, remember, he was a priest. Pun intended.
Ooh, leave that alone. Leave that alone.
Hey, Japan made it, not me.
Alright. So, that anime sucks.
Hey. Underpaid.
Alright, so we move on from Needless into DBZ.
Over 9,000.
Over 9,000. We all know this is overrated. In the sense that this is probably the most, maybe it might be the most popular anime in the United States.
Yeah, because everybody knows some kind of thing about Dragon Ball Z.
This is the gateway drug for every anime fan. I think the newer fans now, Sword Art Online is like the new gateway drug for them. But, no. The older heads and people mid-older heads, people, DBZ was the gateway, was the way you get into it. That was your weed.
Yeah, that was like the first anime everybody watched.
Yep. That's the weed you smoke before you get to the heroin. That's what you did.
That is terrible.
That's what you did. That's your anime drug. Like, the weed is good.
90 seconds.
But, okay, this might sound sacrilegious. I'm gonna say this. I don't know. Is DBZ good?
For me, up to the Cell Saga, that's all they need to do. For the whole Boo Saga lasted way too long. It's like one of those fillers you watch that never ends. Like Bleach. Never ends. I can get to that one later.
But, okay. Listen, this is my theory in this whole thing. Alright, one thing we always say we hate in characters is like if the character never grows. Right? If there's no any kind of emotional change in anything. And I feel like what was the story really telling?
Now you mention it, yeah.
So, okay. So, I remember as a kid, I loved it. I watched every episode like 10 times as a kid. Each episode, I kept watching it because I loved it as a kid. But now I'm older and I'm watching it now. It's like, Goku never changed. He's the same character from the beginning to the end.
Gohan changed. Vegeta changed, though.
See, that's the whole point. And it got to a point where I kind of like Vegeta more than Goku. And that's bad when you like the secondary character more than the main character. And I'm still upset they didn't do nothing with that Raditz story.
Oh, yeah. They had a lot to play with him.
Yeah. Like, they just brought him there. I'm your brother. I'm dead. Like, I know they would do that over again. I wish they could do that over again. I wish they somehow, it would have been cool to see some kind of relationship between him and Goku. Something.
Before he got killed.
Yeah, some kind of something.
Teach about his heritage or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's, I wasn't okay with the Raditz saga. I was just, ugh.
Alright, well, let's go to the next one. We got Case Closed for Underpaid. Now, Case Closed was actually one of my first 3 anime I ever watched when I was a kid. The other one was S. Cryad, but Into Case Closed, it was just amazing anime. I'm in school, or I just graduated, become a detective, and I gotta tell you, like, this anime is freaking amazing. Little boy solving mysteries. Every case is a different case.
Little boy.
Yep.
He was a grown man.
In a little boy's body.
That's the point, but he was a grown man. Okay.
Whatever.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, think about that. He was looked at as a little kid, though.
Okay, so that raises an interesting question then. You're trying to tell me, if you were to be shrink back to when you were 11, would you consider yourself a little boy or a grown man?
I consider myself as a grown man, but in the eyes of the world, I was a little boy, though.
Okay. Alright. Got me there.
So, the anime, it was just, like, for instance, like, every time you watch an episode, you was trying to figure out who's the murderer, who did this, who did that, and you always get it wrong. So I feel like for that anime, it should have got a little more spotlight. Japan, for instance, Japan, it's at episode 700 or something.
Yeah,
in English,
it's very popular in Japan.
And in English, we got, I think, 110 episodes, and we got cut off. Shouldn't got cut off. Underpaid.
Yeah, it was kind of special because I remember it's like one of those that's one of the animes like DBZ. You know, it was on Toonami. We grew up watching. And I remember it was like people liked it.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a good point. People liked it, but I never know anybody who really loved it except you.
I try. I'm a fan of the underdogs.
Fan of the underdogs. All right,
Little boy.
now we move on to another one we might consider to be overrated.
Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Naruto. Alright, so I remember talking the Black Star, and I mentioned that to me, Naruto might be the most awesome shonen anime ever. Because I always felt like the character totally grew. But each time jump of Naruto, he seemed a little mature and gets to get a little more mature. And so I liked it. And I feel like what the story was trying to tell is that I think the simple is that war is bad. I think that's what the story is really trying to tell, that war is bad. And that war create all these issues. Because if you look at all the issues they talk about in Naruto, like you had pain, like Nagato, Yakio, those characters were often because the village kept fighting each other. And they kept destroying their village. And that happens in here all the time, right? I'm saying because big nations battle each other. Small nations get caught up in that. The whole World War III, like all these nations who got destroyed, caught up in that whole situation. So I feel like that's the story they were trying to tell. They were trying to tell the story of war was bad.
Or you can even go back to when they first did the Chunin exams with Gaara, how the Sand Village was trying to destroy the Leaf. Two big nations. Somebody had to go.
Yep. And I think I mentioned also that I felt like it was also a child soldier story. It was all kids who were forced to fight a war. Essentially what it is. I know it's kind of disguised as, a story about ninjas. But I think it was more like a war's bad story.
The kids were fighting the adults' war.
Yeah, and that's how it was. And then they had no choice. Alright, and the reason I like Naruto is, right, I feel like Naruto was annoying, but he's supposed to be annoying. He's a character that had no family. Initially, everybody was scared of him. I mean, how you can get everybody's attention? You gotta be annoying. Know why? Because people can't ignore somebody who's annoying.
This is true.
That's just why you do it.
Black Star.
Yeah, if you want attention, you go be annoying. Because eventually you can get somebody to pay attention to you. And that's what happened. I think it was smart. I'm surprised you. I almost talked about this whole thing. You haven't mentioned Sasuke or Tenten yet.
I try not to. Because it's going to be a big ramble. Tenten is useless. I guess he said it now. I feel like Tenten is probably the most useless character in Naruto. Konohamaru, who's even younger than her, had more of a role than Tenten did. Tenten might have trained Rock Lee maybe once. But besides that, she had no point in that anime at all. She's probably the only real ninja out of the ninjas because she used ninja tools. But those ninja tools did nothing in the ninja world. Now Sasuke, he was a big emo baby the whole anime. From episode 1 to episode last. He was a big
episode last
baby. He whined with Naruto. He chopped Sakura in the neck and knocked her out. He whined when he fought Naruto.
Ninja chop?
Whatever. Just chopped her. Judo chop.
I mean, he got a sword, and you say chop, makes it sound like you might be,
Touche.
Yeah, make sure.
He ninja chopped her neck, knocked her out,
yeah.
And then he went to Orochimaru. Sorry, let's back it up a little bit. He fought Naruto, and instead of killing Naruto, he got emos and like, I'm not gonna kill you, and left. And he went to Orochimaru, became even more emo in the dark. So then after he got out of there, he was still emo. His brother died, emo. Tried to tried to destroy the Leaf Village, emo. And then went to the war and tried to change everything back to I want to be Hokage. You just tried to destroy the village. Get out of here. Well, that is my snippet and rant of Sasuke Uchiha.
Well, Naruto, overrated. Now we move on to another one that's really popular in the United States, Bleach.
Now let's get started on Bleach.
Overrated.
That was probably one of the best, worst animes I've seen in my life.
Best, worst. Good decision.
Started off probably the best anime. Started off like the best anime ever. Like,
Okay. When you say start off, to what point?
To the like when he first got his powers to right before the Soul Society. I liked that part.
I don't know. I feel like the Soul Society might have been one of the best arcs ever in anime.
I mean, he had a lot of progression in that part, so I can respect that. But then for me, the anime had its turning point when Aizen died. Like, Aizen did all of this. He had this perfect, momentous build-up throughout the whole anime, and he died in one episode.
Okay. I assume that you know the spoilers, right?
Yeah.
With the manga.
No. So, him being back right now?
Okay.
Okay, so.
He didn't die.
If you guys didn't hear the spoiler part, spoiler alert. Well, technically, yeah, because they said they was going to seal him for blah, blah years, but you gotta think about it too. When you seal someone, that doesn't mean you're killing them. You're just sealing him away until eventually he's going to come out on his own, or someone's going to bring him out. But, and then another person, now I'm thinking about it, Tosin. He's this awesome blind ninja. I said ninja. I'm still on Naruto. Awesome blind Shinigami. And then he gets his eyesight and he dies so quickly with haste. I mean, I understand the concept of it, but come on, drag it out a little bit.
You understand the concept of it?
Yeah, like, you gotta think about, like, okay, so you being blind, so the first time you get in a sense you never had before, you don't know how to respond, or you don't really know how to control something you never had your whole life. Like, for instance, say you never had legs before, and then one day you just have legs and you're able to walk. You're not gonna be able to learn how to walk. Somebody's gonna have to teach you how to walk. So same thing with vision, like...
No, I disagree. How's that the same thing?
Yeah, think about that. Like, you say you're blind your whole life, and then you're able to see. I don't know. You're able to see. How do you know how to look around? Like, how does your brain know how to use that ability?
Okay, the one thing is not the same thing. It's that if you're blind, you're able to see. That's just what it is. You don't have to train your eyes to see. Either you see or you can't see. That's how it is. Now, if you said that someone was deaf and now they can hear, that's different.
Anyways, Bleach. Overrated.
Okay. Back to what we mentioned Bleach. Because you brought him Tosin. And I always have this issue with Tosin. He was an awesome black character.
He was smooth, laid back.
Yeah.
Did what he had to do.
The moment he did be able to see, is all of a sudden he became all total different characters. Even when he was with Aizen,
he was still kind of laid back and everything.
Yeah, even when he was with Aizen and the
Wako Mundo.
Yeah, he was still basically the same character. Like, he kept true to himself. Then all of a sudden he got his eye, and then he's just like laughing character.
Oh! He got real delusional. Like, he went insane and died.
Oh, I'm Tosin. I get eyes. I can kill you.
And he got cut right in half. You know when you take it, you got a bun with no like seam on it, you just cut it with a knife. Just that one good slice. That's exactly what happened. He sliced it and he stopped and thought to himself like, oh, I died. And he faded into the darkness.
Yeah, and everybody had this little sorrowful moment like, oh, I'm sorry, he died. Whatever.
Yeah, he was gonna go eventually.
But he's a black character, I like him. Couple black characters. That's an anime you gotta watch. Dimension W. I gotta show you the clip. I watch the episode, and there's black character smiles.
Reminds him of cosplay.
Yep. Like, there's a girl, because, at first, you gotta be careful, because sometimes they might not be black, they might be, tan.
Light skins.
They might be tan. Okay, but the character I just saw in an episode at Dimension W is that they're from Africa, right? Even though they had a little more like an Indian flair to them.
Yeah.
But they were black. And the girl, I think it was Leticia or something like that. And plus she had the whole curly hair thing going. You should see her. She was definitely a black woman. And I was like, and I was so sad. And I was watching that and I was like, oh my gosh, black characters. Yay. And they're not in the hidden Cloud Village. Yay.
So I guess we can say that anime is underrated, underpaid.
Okay. So, final anime we want to talk about is From the New World. Repeat it again. From the New World. I know there's a Japanese title for it, but since I don't know speak Japanese, we're not going to do that. And this anime is definitely in America underpaid. This is probably one of the most awesome anime I've ever watched. I'll try to explain this without being too spoilerish. but you should go watch this. It's a world where humans have psychic powers. And not just lame, I can read your mind psychic powers.
It's not lame, it's awesome.
They have powers like Jean Graham the Phoenix psychic powers.
Burning up.
Yep. All that. They can burn stuff, they push stuff. That kind of powers.
Telekinesis.
Yep. They are awesome. Yep. When you think if in a world like that the humans are so OP that it'd be boring. But in this world, you still create tension. You still kind of, like, you watch it and you're like, you're still worried that the main character, even though the main character have all this power, you're still worried that they could possibly die, because
you know power the other person got.
But let's see, I will explain more, but you should watch it. The tension they create, the world building they do. Okay, there's a period where it's a little slower because it's 26 episodes, and they build in the world, and so there may be like 2 or 3 episodes I don't think they necessarily need it, but because they wanted to build the world, they had those there. But the last 8 episode will grab you by the balls. Hard.
Or boobs.
Or boobs. Hard. And it will not let you go. You will feel that. You will feel it. Can you hear me? Let you know. Because those last 8 episodes, I was planning, I watched it like, it was a Saturday night. I was watching it. I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this last one. And in the morning, I started watching the rest. But then, they caught me. And I didn't go to bed until like 5 in the morning because I had to watch the last 8 episodes. They had me by the balls. So, well, I think I convinced Blackstar. He said he's going to check it out.
Oh, yeah. I need someone to watch tonight. It's a new anime. Well, that, and then there's another one whose name I can't pronounce, but I will leave in the comments of the video later on.
Yep. You should do that. So, and we come to the end to our part, but maybe you can play along. What anime do you feel like was considered overrated? Which anime you consider to be underpaid? And I'll start to spark a little something and see what happens.
We'll get back to you when we can. As soon as we can.
Yep. So, signing out from the round table. Good night.
Have a quickie.